for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu, Rich and Mike Wood to take you through a big card at Randwick. But before we get to Randwick, how about the Twitter sphere action up on the Goldie?
It's massive, isn't it? Magic Millions this week, $500,000 for one horse, $1 million for another. If you own a Magic Millions bought horse that's racing around Australia and it's not on the Gold Coast, it feels like you missed a ticket to the best party in town, doesn't it?
Looks good up there. But look, we're here in Sydney. It's been a very, very hot week. The rain came and got us very late last week. There's a little chance a few drizzle on Saturday could do it again.
Hopefully not as much as last time. It kind of caught us out, didn't it? We sort of predicted a good track. All the Key Factors tips were based on a good track. But this week, not too much drizzle, so hopefully a good track again. Let's kick off with the all-important race conditions for the first leg of the 4 quaddie legs. A benchmark 83 to kick us off. A 2,400 metre race. Great to see a classic distance range here. And a really strong tempo, so it should be a test on Saturday with a few leaders rolling forward. A good 3 to good 4 we're hoping for. And when the rail's out 9 metres, we often get a fair bias around it, which is really interesting too. So across the 3 key factors based on those conditions, first of all, distance has to be a key factor for us based on those conditions we're looking at on the screen. A really testing 2,400 metre race, you need stamina in this race. Track as well. One horse has never been to Sydney before, let alone Randwick. And scope, looking for some horses on the rise, some good 4-year-olds in this race too. Yeah,
a couple of good 4-year-olds on the rise there and some real promising stayers as well. So look, it's going to be a great race. And look, let's have a look at the market. And it's one of those staying races where you get this summer racing time of year, and the Boxing Day Quinella, well, that's holding up. Strong in the form, that's for sure. It's $3.80 Trafalgar, and the way we are at $4.60. Admiral Jello and behind at $5. And, well, here we go. Melbourne Visitor, Harden, up $8 into 5. So some really good money there. Burning Energy, I like the way that hit the line last start at $8 and out to ZATOPAZ. But look, Trafalgar and the way we are, that's the form line that's shaping the market here in the staying race, Mike.
Yeah, a couple of key form lines, that's one of them. And 3 horses coming through the same race, the first, second and 8th favourites. Let's have a look at that replay first of all to see how those 3 horses went over the same track and the same distance on Boxing Day, like you said, Stu. I think it's Abdallah, isn't on board the way we are, rolling in the lead, doing what he does on a really strong tempo. Trafalgar's in the Star Thoroughbred colours, the purple and the white stars coming to the outside now in second. And Dreamfolk doing what he does, coming from last in the red.
Yeah, you're right. That is Abdallah, and you've got to love what he can just do on a leader. Just gets rolling like this and just kicks strongly, and he was away, and that's just a really good win.
Yeah, tough win. Tough on pace. At Trafalgar, did he have his chance? I'm not sure. He gets the blinkers on Saturday and a bit of a weight turnaround, but look, he wasn't going past him there.
No, I reckon he had every chance there. But look, there's a look at one replay. And look, the Melbourne Visitor Harden is up. So let's have a look. We're going to take you back to Sandown Hillside. So look, this is a big track this day. That's him just ranging up to just outside the lead now in the red and the white. And got to love the way this horse really attacks the line and sticks on.
You'd love a stable full of horses like this. This is just such a genuine 4-year-old. He's been around over 20 times and he's only a 4-year-old. Tough, professional, reliable, rolls forward. I've never seen him peak on his run ever. And even hitting the lead 350 metres out here, he streams clear and beaten by a pretty good one, Stu.
Yeah, that's Anas Mirabilis chasing there and look, gets there right in the end. But this horse went on to win the Bagot really comfortably too. So there's some really good form lines coming out of this.
Yeah, absolutely smashed in the Bagot, which is a listed race, obviously. So we're talking about benchmark racing on Saturday. A great form reference for him.
Well, look, as we do here on the Key Factors, we're going to have a look for the gold bars for the staying race of the day. And Mike, a few of these are a bit of risk, but who's got the gold?
Well, it looks like a nice pattern on the page, doesn't it? But it doesn't really help us much. It's kind of a question of whether you're looking for the proven 2,400 metre type or the 4-year-old on the way up with scope to improve. The way we are, Harden and ZATOPAZ, all tough 2,400 metre types. You know they'll get the distance. Trafalgar, Admiral Jello, Burning Energy, 4-year-olds on the way up. Which type of horse do you want? Also think about the track as well. The way we are loves Randwick. Harden's never been to Sydney before, so we're not sure how he's going to go right-handed.
A lot of gold across there. Sounds like a lot of these horses have got their chance, that's for sure. But look, a lot of these, as you said, we've got to choose between a proven 2,400 metre horse or a horse on the rise. So let's weigh in a bit of the form as we look into the key factors there. And as we look at the overall ratings, well, what we're looking at here is we've got Trafalgar on top, but hey, there's Melbourne, the Melbourne Visitor Harden right in there. And how about Marman right down there at 10? He's not out of it either at $26, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, putting it simply, Stu, this doesn't help us much at all. Let's look at this page. I mean, nothing between the top 7. We went around in circles of this race for ages. All the form lines tie in. Even Harden's Melbourne form ratings are similar to some of those Sydney form ratings as well. So almost impossible to split them. Marman, as you said, gets some weight turnarounds on some of the other horses. So really hard to choose between these horses. And sometimes when there's similar form lines, you obviously got to look for value. But sometimes going for fresh form as well can be a good value bet as well. So let's go for that Melbourne form line Harden. If he does enjoy Randwick and he does stay well around the right-handed turn, he's going to be really hard to beat. And ZATOPAZ is definitely the forgotten horse in this race. Third up, he's ready to shine.
Well, we love value in the first leg of any leg of the quaddie, but if it's the first leg, that can be good as well. But look, there's a look at the first leg. Let's have a look at the second leg here. Now, a couple of these you'll see in your form line. Big duck eggs. We've got duck eggs for ESTEBAN, INVINCIBLE and We're Sure at their last start. And then Invincible Knight, what a first up win there. Yeah,
it was a really strong win. We liked him that day, didn't we? And he just got there in the end off a strong tempo. He seemed to have his chance. Let's see how he shapes up in this race. A benchmark 83 over 1,400 metres. Once again, a strong tempo. A few horses going forward from out wide. The good conditions and the fair bias we've talked about. So across the key factors based on those conditions, because of the strong tempo, you want to be in the right spot on Saturday. You don't want to be wide on the pace. That won't be ideal. Stage of preparation, some horses can improve. Second up, like Stu said, off a duck egg. And surge as well. Strong tempo means you need to hit the line.
Well, there's going to be a few hitting the line in this, we know that. Let's have a look at the market, and as we do see that, Invincible Knight, we mentioned great win, but gee, I reckon that's pretty hard in the market there. $4.60 with a lot of support. SABINO Speed, $6. Now, here's some interesting ones. Disgraceful and Choice We Had. They're two that come off that, well, let's say an unlucky run on that sticky track last start. There's Careless, hasn't done much wrong this prep, and here's the duck eggs. ESTEBAN, We're Sure and Invincible. They're all right there in the market as well, so there's some strong horses down the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, another open market, isn't it, Stu? When you talked about two horses that were maybe a little bit unlucky on a very, very tricky track at Canterbury. So let's have a look and see whether we can make excuses for them last start. Choice We Had's the one getting pushed very, very wide in the red and white, and Disgraceful's just inside him in the blue and white, who was stuck 3 wide, no cover most of the way off a strong tempo.
Yeah, look, this is the one you said was the sticky track, and so we're looking at these two horses close. I really like the way Choice We Had closed here on the outside, but Disgraceful, well, it definitely wasn't Disgraceful. It's not too far beaten.
Well, yeah, not ridden out the last 50 metres. Doesn't really like Canterbury. Disgraceful will enjoy getting to Randwick, but we're making excuses for those horses out wide. We think that was a decent run there.
Well, one that we don't have to make excuses for throughout the winter was ESTEBAN. This horse could be absolutely anything. It put together an absolute string of wins. Here's one of them. We're taking it back to July here. Here's a horse that just could potentially be a freak.
Well, absolutely. I mean, like you were saying, Stu, the freak factor for this horse. This is the last run of his last preparation. You just have to watch it over and over again. If you backed him this day, it was a great win. On pace, pressure on the turn. You don't often see horses respond like he did. You just don't see horses streak a few lengths clear and beat decent quality horses like Magical Stance as easy as this, as early in their career as this. A massive win.
Yeah, look, that's absolute daylight to second there, and just destroyed them on this day. And I mean, this is a horse that was, well, had a bit of specking first up. A few of the good judges liked it. Didn't run, well, it ran okay, only got beaten a few lengths, but there's one that just could absolutely turn its form around as we look ahead here at the key factors.
Yeah, I mean, surge is the big thing for him, isn't it? He's a 2,000 metre plus horse. There's an honest tempo in this race. He was 1,200 metres at Rosehill first up on a steady tempo. Much different setup for him on Saturday, and he will be smashing the line, along with We're Sure if he doesn't go to the Gold Coast. A lot of good favourites have great position and run here inside barriers. Invincible Knight, Disgraceful, Choice We Had, ESTEBAN, all on the inside with the pace coming from out wide. A great setup for them.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Plenty of gold spread across the page there. That's what we'd like to see. A lot of positives for some of these horses, so could suggest an even race. But let's get the form involved, and as we look at the overall ratings, well, we've got some favourites here. They're not on top. Invincible Knight just a bit in behind, and no love for SABINO Speed from the team as well.
Yeah, I mean, Careless and SABINO Speed were so strong at Randwick, weren't we? But just coming from out wide with Dylan's Rojo with that pace, it's going to be hard for them to hold out those horses from the inside barriers. We've got 5 above 10. Aragold might go to Warwick Farm, so keep an eye on him. He's going really well. But choosing from those top 4, assuming they race on Saturday, let's go with the top rater for our best bet, Disgraceful. Inside barrier, strong, fair tempo, really honest horse, loves racing second up. So many ticks for him on Saturday. It's a great each way bet, Disgraceful. Choice We Had won't be far behind him though, so watch out for that horse. And ESTEBAN could be a freak, win bet only, just in case.
Yeah, it could be that freak. There's a value factor there. Take the $11. Well, look, there's a look at the first 2 legs of the quaddie. A really interesting start, actually, but we're just going to take a quick break and we'll be back with legs 3 and 4 straight after. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're looking at the Randwick quaddie this weekend. We're up to leg 3, and well, this could be one of those quaddie killers coming early, Mike. But how about this? Angela Davies coming to town again, on fire, winning 18 of her last 50 starts, and Machine Gun Jubs here is her runner. And I don't know how you guys got through this form. I was chuckling when they did the acceptances for this. This is tough.
What a great story. Yeah, this is tough. They brought the quaddie killer 1 leg early, and great to see Angela Davies with such a great mare. So many horses she's got going well at the moment. 1,100 metre scamper after the 2,400 metre race earlier. This will be tough. Benchmark 78, 1,100 metres. Once again, a strong tempo. It's almost like all the leaders in Sydney are racing on Saturday. Good 3 to good 4, and a fair bias is the forecast on Saturday, which we talked about before. Based on those conditions, the first key factor for us is position and run. Because of that strong tempo and because it's a short scamper, you don't want to be stuck wide near the pace. You want a nice run just in behind them. Weight, there's a few really important claims in this race. And surge, once again, when there's a strong tempo, you need to be able to hit the line.
Well, as we have a look at the market for this race, I love it when this happens in a market. You get the Might of Godolphin on top with BADAJOZ at $5, and then, as we said, Machine Gun Jubs coming down from Gosford for Angela Davies, and it's also at $5 there. So look, they're both on top, but they're coming from everywhere here. Queensland, Canberra, Gosford, Muswellbrook, Mudgee, Newcastle. They're all represented. We've got Magic Alibi at $6. Top Striker at $6.50 there. AWASITA $9. BEAU TIRAGE. So look, BADAJOZ and Machine Gun Jubs top the market here, but that's pretty wide open.
Yeah, really wide open race, and such different stables, aren't they? I mean, let's look at the 4th and 5th favourite in the first replay. There's a couple of other horses in this race as well, over 1,100 metres over the Christmas period at Rose Hill. Top Striker was a little bit slow this day, but found the box seat with the red hat. And AWASITA out the back, patiently ridden over 1,000 metres this day and well. And the leaders knocked up, didn't they, Stu?
Yeah, we got our Renaissance and ENCOSTANATI up front. And look, they're the ones that do knock up. But yeah, look, we're looking for the 2 red hats here, just poking through the middle. There's Top Striker getting into a good position and AWASITA chasing. Yeah,
Top Striker had Nieta form. He's been going so well for so long. He deserved this win. He only just missed by a nose the start previous. AWASITA followed him through. Maybe had her chance, but she gets about a 4 kilogram swing on Saturday. It's a big factor for her.
Yeah, weight swing could be important there, but I'm with you. I think had the chance there as well. Look, let's have a look at one of the favourites here, BADAJOZ. We're going to take you back here, as we sometimes do in the replays. There's a reason here. This is first up, Mike. First up again on Saturday. What are we looking for here?
Yeah, so BADAJOZ is the Godolphin horse and the Godolphin blue with the white hat. He's often well supported, this horse, isn't he? He's a really popular horse. He quickens, always like he does Fresh, coming to the outside here and looms up. The problem with this horse, Fresh, like he did first up the previous prep, he peaks on his run.
Yeah, it's peaking right about there, actually. You mentioned in the market, this horse is always back, this one.
He's always backed, and he doesn't start hitting the line till 3rd, 4th, 5th up, so strong tempo on Saturday, I'm not sure.
Yeah, right, well, it could be interesting. Well, let's have a look at some key factors to try and get a bit of surety there. And take us through these.
Well, there's the risk straight away, isn't it? BADAJOZ, most of those favourites okay for position and run, okay for weight, but really worried about BADAJOZ's last 100 metres, unless he's much fitter this prep. Obviously, he trialled well, he has a good sprint. But down the page, 2 big gold bars for AWASITA, drawn the inside, so well weighted with the claim. And BEAU TIRAGE really sticks on in his races, if he can get across from that wide barrier, though.
Yeah, well, absolutely. We've gone from a lot of gold in some races before to not much gold here. Well, look, but there is a little bit of gold there for AWASITA, as you said. And, well, I think I'm trying to have a look at this here. There, BADAJOZ, right down there. The boys think she's a real risk first up.
Yeah, he's a real risk, isn't he? Just because of that peaking on his run, we don't like him. Clear top pick, AWASITA for us, based on the weight turnaround, based on the inside barrier, up to 1,100 metres. So across the best bet, it's AWASITA. We're terrified of Magic Alibi coming down the outside late, but away from her home track will go against her. AWASITA for us. And stick with the same form line for the value bet, a Quinella for sure.
Okay, so sticking with that form line from their last run together.
Definitely good value.
Well, look, as we look ahead to the last leg of the Quaddie, you've got to love this. It's not a sprint race to end the day. It's a proper, tough Randwick mile, and we've got a proper, tough, front-running horse in classic uniform going to get to the front as well.
Yeah, we often get 11, 1,200 metre mares races to finish off the day. Absolute lottos. Good to see a good, honest mile race to finish us off. Benchmark 78, fair tempo with a couple going forward. A good 3 to good 4 track and fair bias we've talked about. So across the 3 key factors, look, once again, apprentices play a big part towards the end of the day on Saturday. Weight is definitely a key factor for us. There's some really important claims in this race. Track, which horse will love the Randwick Mile? And jockey, which of those apprentices is in form? Yeah, it really sounds like some apprentices here with all the big jockeys, a lot of them up in Queensland. So as we have a look at the market, well, it's Dark Eyes has come in with a little bit of support there, $4.80, classic uniform. It's his Adkins first ride here, so there's a really interesting one for one of the apprentices here. We've got Ham from Above at $6.50, Chestnut Road in behind there at $7.50, Francesco $9, and then out a little bit. But look, we've got some real tough milers here, and it's great to see a proper mile race. Yeah, let's start off with one of the hottest form references all summer at Rose Hill, 1,500 metres, to see how well Classic Uniform went in this really, really strong race. He's the one 3 wide, green and yellow, up on a strong tempo, outside Cabeza del Vaca in the aqua blue that won, King Darcy outside him, and Gold Ambition in the red and yellow behind them. Yeah, there's 4 more around here. You've just mentioned them. Magic Alibi and Gold Ambition there, just sort of going to peak again. But look, this is just, I love this. It just sticks on, tracks up. I love the way this horse is just right there at the finish. Yeah, massive surge, we'd call it here. Always sticks on. Cabeza del Vaca, I think he's won twice since then, hasn't he? Obviously, King Darcy won and Gold Ambition second. Really strong, like no right to stick on after being 3 wide in that race.
Yeah, well, look, we might be sticking with this horse in our next replay, but there's another reason here that we're going to show you, and this is, well, we're going to take you back here to a mile race at Randwick in February, but we're chasing horses here like Fabrizio, for example.
This is exactly the reason we're looking at this race. We're worried about classic uniform at Royal Randwick. He's got a duck egg, doesn't he, in the form guide? But this is him up on the pace, once again the yellow and green, outside Fabrizio in the orange and white. They were the only 2 horses up on a really strong tempo to stick on at the end. And which one got the better at the end, Stu?
Yeah, well, let's have a look right here. Look, there's a horse down the outside. That's Montaigne coming down and sweeping down the outside. But look, classic uniform absolutely sticks on here and says bye-bye to Fabrizio.
Yeah, I mean, 5th and 6th doesn't look that good on your form guide, but we're running that run through the roof because he beat such a strong horse on pace.
Well, look, we need to look for some gold bars. We've had a look at a few good replays there of one horse, let's face it. But look, classic uniform really rates well across here. Yeah,
he's so well weighted on a Saturday. He's with the claim, just such a big factor for him. The track, he loves Randwick, we think, based on the last run we looked at. Look, Tim Cluck's the only jockey to ever win on him. So maybe Andrew Atkins is a risk. So that's a bit of a risk for him. Hieronymus is flying, so Dark Eyes gets a gun run with the right jockey. Hand from Above gets the claim as well, so he gets the gold bar for weight too.
Wow, some really big positives there for classic uniform. And well, look, let's put the form into the race, but I'm just seeing one thing here. That's classic uniform going further and further in front, and that's a huge margin back to Dark Eyes, and they're going to have to try really hard to catch the big boy here.
Massive margin on facts, figures, numbers, stats, everything else. He's the one for us. His winning record does concern us, so let's get straight to the best bet. It's a massive margin there, 2.5 lengths, so hopefully he's the one. He's the only one. Call the best bet the place bet. Even money stealing, I think. He's such a consistent horse. And make the value bet him to win. Each way, all day for us.
Well, a lot of value there to finish in the last. Well, look, let's wrap up the quaddie. As we bring it up here, it's... Oh, hang on a minute. Look at that first leg. How many horses have we got in there? Is that the whole field?
If Dreamfolk or the Rumour File zooms home and beats us, maybe we're
done. The Rumour File has done that before.
He has. Maybe we're done for 2017. But yeah, we have got almost every single horse. So sorry, we can't help you much there. Race 7. They're the inside 4 barriers. That sets up really well for us, that race. We really like that. And race 8 and 9, we're relying on the kids, aren't we? The apprentices, apart from Glyn Schofield and Magic Alibi. Those are the 3 for us in both races.
Nothing wrong with starting wide and coming home strong. Well, look, the kids, hopefully they do it for us here in Sydney. Good luck to everyone up on the Gold Coast. Looks like a fantastic meeting, and it's been a big week up there. But from us at the Race Guide, log in online, 9 a.m. Friday morning. You're going to have all the feature race guides on there for Randwick this weekend. It's going to be a great day and good weekend to all.
Cheers, good punting.